We have with us this afternoon Chris Kunstadter. What's your story?
So I've been a space insurance underwriter for over 30 years. My background was aviation. I came out of the aviation world as a pilot, as a flight instructor, always with a keen interest in the airline business and what makes the airline business work. I originally thought I would start my own airline and have a fleet of airplanes flying around. And I quickly realized that that's a very difficult business. But I found that through becoming involved with the insurance business, that I was able to deal with all of the airlines as clients and not have to be subject to the whims of any one particular airline. I got to see how each of those airlines did their business and the differences between those. So then, about 33 years ago, I was asked to take over the space underwriting division of the company I was with at the time, which I gladly embraced. My background in space was watching launches, watching the moon landing in 1969 and things like that. So I was interested, but I wasn't technically smart on it. So I educated myself on the space business, on the technology, on the risk factors, and I took over as an underwriter of the space insurance for the company I was with. So over the past 33 years, what I've done is I've made sure that I've learned about the business by becoming part of the business, by becoming interested in the business to the point where I understood not just what I could provide to the industry, but what the industry needed so that I could adapt what I provide to meet the needs of the industry.
How do you make a difference?
Well, as I said, I really enjoy getting up and speaking to groups of people. So I seek out university programs that involve space. I seek out companies that are trying to get into the business. One of the clients that I have right now is a company that images the Earth, and their plan is to image the entire Earth every day. They do that so that they can show the world how the world is changing. Okay? Show people on the world every inch of change on the world as seen from space. So we've worked very closely with them because their vision is not simply one of monetizing their product. It's really doing good for the world. But we've engaged with them as a client of ours to make sure that they're successful, because their success is the world's success.
How do you see the space industry in 5 years' time?
You know, there's a lot of change going on right now. There's a tremendous amount of change. Right now, there's a stable of launch vehicles that provide the lift capability for satellites up into space. In the next 5 years, virtually all of those rockets will be replaced with new rockets, which is good. New technology is being introduced, but new always brings with it higher risk. So from our point of view as a space insurance provider at XL Catlin, we like to understand what these changes are. There are a lot of new technologies coming along, a lot of new rockets coming along. The failure rate of new rockets happens to be higher than the failure rate of established rockets. So in the next 5 years, with all these new rockets, there will be higher risk, but more capability. On the satellite side, what we're seeing is very extensive growth in the technology on board the satellite, but we're also seeing more use of satellites for innovative things, for new types of weather forecasting, for exploring asteroids and mining water from the moon. If you take water from the moon, the hydrogen and the oxygen, you can actually separate them and make rocket fuel. So space mining will actually develop rocket fuel that will allow longer distance space transportation. So it's very exciting. There are a lot of changes coming up in the next 5 years.
Chris, how has the conference been so far for you? What's your experience so far? And most importantly, what would you like for those who attended this conference to take away?
And as I said in my opening remarks yesterday to open the conference, as chairman, I had a vision of what this conference should be. And I really wanted this conference to be about listening, learning, and teaching. So I want people to listen, and I want them to learn, and I want them to teach. So I want people to go away knowing more than they knew when they came here, and taking with them information that they can then disseminate to the world. So I think that's my vision of what this conference should be. And as far as I can tell so far, it's working very well in that way. We've seen some amazing presentations, keynote speeches, the powwow talks. I mean, really some fascinating speeches and information transfer here.
Oh, that's brilliant. Chris, thank you very much for
My
your
pleasure.
time.
Thank you. It's been a
Goodbye.
pleasure.
Thank you.